Hello, welcome back to Tale 3 Cabins. Well, we've got at least 10 inches of snow out here that I can tell. Some parts are a little deeper and some parts aren't. But I'm going to get a chance to try out these edge tamers that I got last year from a viewer who used them a couple times, didn't want them anymore. So I'm going to test them out. It snows pretty deep, so I'm wondering if this is going to be practical or not. It's the first time I'm going to be plowing my driveway, which has stone underneath. And I usually like to have some sort of like nice icy base or a thick base of snow under there before I use the actual snow plow on it. So I'm going to give this a try and see how that works. So why don't you come check it out. Okay, this is snow from Winter Storm Izzy. Izzy dumped about 14 inches in our area according to the National Weather Service. This snow is a little bit wet, it's heavier, so it's going to be a pretty good workout for these edge tamers. This is my second pass, and I just realized I saw one of the tamers drop, so I need to tighten them down a little bit more. I snugged them up pretty good, and I didn't want to tighten them too much, but apparently it wasn't enough. I'm going to make my first pass down the driveway, and if you've watched the channel before, you know our driveway is about 700 feet long, and this might be a little too much, as I said, for these edge tamers, but I'm just going to do one pass down the center and see how it goes. So probably this first pass down the center is about all I can really do with the edge tamers. It's not like a plow, and it's really not pushing stuff to the side. It would take a long time to just start scooping and dumping stuff off to the side. But for now, it's really not gouging into the rocks from my stone driveway. So that's good. I don't think it's appropriate though for a long driveway like this. This will be a second pass in the same center of the driveway. Just due to the amount of snow we have, I'm going to switch over to the plow because that'll make things a little bit quicker. In my previous video, I put the backhoe on to show people how it fit with the Curtis cab being on. And I didn't really want to put it on because I knew we had snow coming, but I did it anyways, and I thought that'd be too much weight in the back, and that kind of would hamper my steering. So I want to move the backhoe just to one side, closer to the track. I gotta say, it's very comfortable in the cab. I started out with my winter jacket on, and now I just have a light sweatshirt. I've been rolling up my sleeves and occasionally turning the heat off because it stays pretty toasty in here. I noticed something weird about the plow, and I think I ended up breaking something, and I'll get back to that in a little bit, but I put the bucket back on. While out by the street, I want to cross the street to my neighbors and did their drive really quick. I left the edge tamers on, and then I'm going to take them off just to get a little bit better scrape on his driveway. While I'm scraping the neighbor's driveway directly across the street, right next door to them, I've been watching them shovel the snow by hand, and they've been making okay progress. But I thought once I finish here, I'll just run over there, at least start by the apron where the snow is heaviest from the snow plows. We'll maybe meet in the middle somewhere. I ended up finishing his driveway, and then I went back on my side of the street, did my neighbor next door. He wasn't home, but it looked like he would have trouble getting in when he comes home from work. And then the people next door to them, their car was stuck, and I ended up going over there. And eventually I made it back to my own house. Now I shied away from a snowblower because of all the gravel in our driveway, but in my opinion, if you have the edge tamers, that'll get you by. If you have a stone parking area or a short stone driveway, the edge tamers would be great for that. Just using a loader on a concrete drive like this, if you want to direct where you're going to push all your snow, or if you want to pile it up in a certain area, if you want to keep it away from the house, this is perfect for this. And then if you have a plow, that is great for long distances, and it makes quick work with a plow. I've probably been messing around now for about 4 hours between our house and all the neighbors' houses, and with this cab, it makes it very enjoyable. I don't think I would have been out here this long if I didn't have the cab. Almost done. Temperatures are going to stay pretty cold for the next week, it looks like, so this snow is not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to try to clean this driveway off as good as I can. If you haven't done so already, it'd be a good time to subscribe to our videos, click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out, and just keep an eye on the projects we have between the 3 cabins. Now with my goldfish memory span, I put those edge tamers in the bucket when I left my neighbor's house and completely forgot about them. Alright, our driveway's done. All the neighbors' driveways are done. And let's get back to this snow plow. After a few passes on the driveway with the snow plow, I heard a pretty large clunk, and I didn't really think anything of it. I thought it was just a stone or a large stone or something. But then I started noticing that the plow had an angle to it that just didn't seem right. At first I thought maybe it was just the way the loader function was curled, but I couldn't correct it with the loader functions. Now it appears there's 2 grease fittings that have pins on the bottom here that pivot, and it looks like I broke one of them right here. Took it in a pole barn. Things are not going to be thawing out anytime quick, but I kind of looked at it. I did find a pin that was still hanging half out. And there must be a flange on this end of the pin that holds it in place, but it must have sheared off. We're expecting more snow. I'm going to check with my dealer, see if they have it in stock. Otherwise, I'm going to have to order it and hope it doesn't take too long to come in. We did end up getting another snowstorm, and I probably am not going to cover it next week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the road, but it wasn't pretty. So keep an eye on us and take care, everybody.